Well, this is Christina Meyer with Tech Shepherd out of Boca Raton, Florida. And Christina, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about today. Kind of give you a quick synopsis of our audience is that a large majority of them are interested in the concepts of faith and work, leadership development, organizational development, tools, resources, those kind of things. About how to move their ideas forward, how to execute their ideas, and literally a whole hodgepodge of information. So I wanted to talk with you a little bit about what you do and some of the joys and some of the struggles of that, as well as how the good King and great Creator Jesus has the implications of the gospel play into your work. And so,
Right.
so yeah, tell me a little bit about Tech Shepherd and your role, your responsibility, and what you do.
Sure. Tech Shepherd is a startup digital marketing agency, and we do inbound marketing, which is an industry that's been around for about 5 years now.
Okay.
So just learning curve is big there, and things move fast, and keeping up with everybody around us,
Yeah.
keeps us on our toes. But the difference from inbound marketing versus traditional marketing is in traditional marketing, first of all, in a traditional marketing agency, you have like a segmented team, a bunch of specialists that work together. But in our most inbound agencies are hiring hybrids of people. So you want people who are personable, that can work with clients, as well as people who can, write well, which means they're clear thinkers, and they got to be digital natives. So they got to be familiar with, social media, organizational type software, working in the cloud, collaboration,
Yeah.
and even, being able to do some Photoshop and graphic design. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
So, and having so being creative and strategic at the same time and analytical. You need people who are kind of in a little bit of the both left and right side of the brain.
Yeah.
So my role has been wearing a lot of hats because there's only two of us right now, and it's a startup.
Oh, wow.
But my role is called inbound content manager. So I kind of, from start to finish, every marketing campaign that we take care of for our clients, I kind of manage all of the nuts and bolts of that. And, I don't think I explained the difference between inbound. So
Yeah.
with inbound,
Talk a little bit about that.
instead of pushing out media and paid advertisements, catching people wherever they're at. You don't know what they're doing. Maybe it's through a television ad or a billboard or a publication. Instead of pushing out your advertisements that way, you are drawing people in and catching them in the moment that they have a need, namely through Google search. So if someone's looking up, how to put together a bedroom dresser, and you sell bedroom dressers. So that's your target audience. You're going to have content on your website that caters to that, and you're going to try to increase your ranking on Google so that you can provide useful information to people who, probably would end up becoming a customer of yours.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the really basic way of doing inbound marketing. It's organic. You're catching people through providing useful information. Google recognizes that you're becoming an authority on a certain topic that your key clients or customers or whoever you want to reach are looking for.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
what is because I know you wear so many hats, especially with two people. My gosh, any startup, I know it's mass chaos there for at least a little while.
Right.
But I wanted to see what is your favorite part about your job? What do you just absolutely love doing?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I think I like everything about it. The fact that it's a startup and, I get to help build something from the ground up. I look forward to the day where we're really functioning the way we are dreaming and envisioning. But then I kind of don't want that day to come.
Yeah.
I kind of like, the
I'm
nitty gritty.
the same way.
It's just like, the hardships, and it's just a lot of fun. Like
Yeah.
we went to a conference in Boston for our company, and you know trying to get accommodations and trying to get around, like we're not big time yet, and
Yeah.
so it was just kind of the funny things that happen. We're going to look back at these stories and say, remember when we were like doing that crazy stuff and not able to afford this or do that, and we had to, you know remember all those things, silly things we had to
Pinch
do.
the pennies and
Yeah,
come up with
yeah.
something a little bit more creative.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I'll miss those days, and hopefully we'll always be growing so that there's going to be some element of that. So I love that part of just being a part of a startup, and I also enjoy interacting with our clients
Hmm.
and helping them envision and dream and realize their goals and understanding their business. I love the business development side and
Yeah.
what makes people tick and being able to be involved with that. And then the freedom to be creative. There's just moments where I get to really be thinking outside of the box and share my ideas and see them come to life, and people are coming to me for them, and
Yeah.
uh, that's super cool. So being challenged to stay on schedule. Being a creative
Yeah.
person, it's hard for me to be disciplined with my time, and I really have to do that in this job. So also just being a person who's become more organized, it amazes me. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, I got one more question I wanted to shoot
Uh-huh.
your way. As a believer in Jesus, where do you find with your job and being so passionate about what you do, what is it about the gospel that inspires you and drives you and plays in to your work?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Um, so I have to rely on God to be able to do this job.
mm,
Being a startup, you have to look to Him to be your provider, because you're just like, where are the clients going to come from?
mhm.
How is this job going to get done with just two people? So, kind of stepping out in faith to do that kind of work helps you build your trust in Him.
Mhm.
And then at the same time, you can be an example of someone who puts their trust in God as their provider to
Mm.
your friends, to your church family, to other business people or people that are trying to build a business too. And there's always a place for God in every aspect of our lives.
Amen.
So yeah, I think I look forward to hiring more people. We're going to have a mix of believers and non-believers working
Hmm.
together, so we can encourage people and cultivate an environment that maybe other marketing agencies don't have, because their focus is on something else.
Right.
And you know, uh, God is like constantly redeeming and reconciling everything to Himself. So just the opportunity to be the hands and feet of Christ, whether you're able to say you're a Christian or not when you're working with a client.
Yeah.
And then you take a step back and you look at the difference that you're making because of who you live for
Yeah.
and who you're representing day in and day out, whether it's the small things that you're working quietly and doing
Yeah.
and minding your own business with, or if you're hosting an event and you're able to even offer prayer to people, or if someone comes to you and says, how do you maintain such peace and direction in all that chaos?
Yeah.
There might be an opportunity to share. So I don't know. God is always opening doors in the business world, and we need more believers there, just to be an example of His excellence and point people back to Him and be Him to others.
That's good.
So
That's good. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I
sure, my
appreciate
pleasure.
it.